Hi, it's Mrs. Combs again. If you hear clicking during the video, it's my dog walking around. And his toes are clicking on the floor. We're going to talk about the GCF today, the greatest common factor. And this is just an intro. It'll be a short video with maybe 4 problems. And it's low-tech math with my little teeny board. I did get my magic eraser today. I found one, so there we go. That's much better than my paper towel. I want to start with a simple one that's just all numerals. I'm going to write down 3 numbers. 6 plus 8 plus 4. And I'm going to find the GCF, or greatest common factor. Now, they're all even. So I know 2 goes into it. 2 goes into each one. But 4 is the second even number, and it does not go into 6. So the greatest common factor here is 2, and I'm going to factor the 2. 2 times what is 6? Well, 3. 2 times what is 8? Well, 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times what is 4? Well, that's 2. And I factored out the greatest common factor. Now, if I multiply this out and distribute it, I've undistributed it. Now I'm going to distribute it. Now, obviously, you could add those numbers up. But the rest of the problems, you won't be able to do that. So 2 times 3 is 6, plus 2 times 4 is 8. Bring down the positive sign, and 2 times 2 is 4. And this comes right back up to there, and it's the same. So once you have factored it out or undistributed it, you can redistribute it, and you will get back to where you started. That's the way you check your work, to make sure you're getting it correct. Okay. Now, let's try this one. 4x squared plus 4xy. Nope, I got that wrong. It's just 4y. I knew when I looked at it was wrong. So 4x squared plus 4y. Obviously, I can factor a 4 out because there's a 4 in each of them. So I'm going to put the 4 here. Then I'm going to check the variables, the unknowns. Is there a y in this term? No. So I can't factor that y out. Is there an x in this term? No, there's not. So I can't factor an x out. I can only factor the 4. And 4 times what is 4x squared? Well, I've got the 4, but there's the x squared. Bring down the positive sign. 4 times what is 4y? I've got the 4. I need the y. And that has factored the greatest common factor. 4 is the greatest common factor. And I have factored it out. I can find out if it's right if I multiply. 4 times x squared is 4x squared. 4 times y is 4y. And it comes right back to the beginning. Okay, that's one. See if this purple marker works. Let's try 10x plus 15x squared. Now, what goes into both 10 and 15? 5. And 5 is the greatest common factor. 5. But look, I have x's in both of these. This is only 1x. X to the 1. That's x2. So I take the lowest exponent, the lowest number of x's multiplied here. And this is just 1x. Now 5 times what is 10? 2. But there's the x. I've already got the x, so I just bring down the plus sign. 5 times what is 15? Well, that's 3. But x times what is x squared? Well, this is x times x. X squared is x times x. So what do I multiply x by to get x squared? X. I subtract the exponents. 2 minus 1, because remember there's always a little 1 up there that we don't write. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I just need that x. 1x. Okay? Okay, c to the 3 plus c to the 2 minus 2c. Obviously, there's a c in each one. Well, how many c's can I factor out? Well, this is a c1. That's the lowest exponent. I can only factor out that c. I can't factor out a 2 because there's no 2 in either of these. So 3 minus this 1 is 2, so that's C2. Bring down the plus sign. 2 minus 1 is 1, so that's just C. Bring down the minus sign. I have to write down the 2 because I don't have a 2 out here. And C times what is C? 1 minus 1 is 0, so I write 0 C's. I don't write 1. And I factored it out. And if I multiply out and distribute, C1 times C2, 1 plus 2 is C3. That's 3 C's. Bring down the plus sign. 1 plus 1 is 2. That's 2. And 0 plus 1 is C. So there it is, back right here. So if you subtract the exponents and you get 0, that means you don't write that variable. You don't need it in the inside the parentheses. Okay, let's try this one. If I can find it. There it is. 2ma, now I remember, 2ma plus 2 mb plus 2 mc. Obviously, I can factor a 2 out because there's a 2 in every single one. 2. I can factor an m out because there's an m1 in everything. Is there an a in everything? Nope. A b? Nope. C in everything? No. That's all I can factor out. So I've got the 2, I have the m, I don't have the a. I have the 2, I have the m, but I don't have the b. I have the 2, I have the m, but I don't have the c. And there I factored it out. Okay? I'm going to try one more that's a little bit trickier, just to prove a point. Okay? I'm going to have 2xy minus 4x squared y. Okay, I can factor a 2 out of both of these. So I know I have a 2. I can factor an x out of both of these. And I can factor a y out of both of these. Now, 2 times what is 2? Well, it's 1. 2 times 1. X times 1 is x. Y times 1 is y. So that's what I need, is that 1. I have to put that 1 in there. I'll show you why in a minute. 2 times 2 is 4. 2 minus 1 is an x. And y minus y is no y's. And I have factored out the greatest common factor, which was 2xy. Now I'm going to distribute. What is 1 times 2xy? Well, 1 times anything brings it back, so that's 2xy. Minus 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. And we've still got this y out here. But if I don't put that 1 there, I won't get this back. I can't just throw it out. When you're adding or subtracting, as you are here, 1 minus this, you have to write the 1. You can't throw it out the window. So that's a brief glance here at simply factoring the greatest common factor.